it was around 2015. I was walking home from the store, like about a mile or two away, with the PS4 in hand. The reason why I bought the PS4 was not because of any games that came out for it, like PS2 PlayStation exclusives or whatnot, but it was so I could play online with my friends. When I initially got Final Fantasy XIV, I had it on my laptop, my old laptop that I used for school and whatnot, and I had to have it on the lowest settings and what have you, so I just play with my friends. When I initially started, I was on a different, I believe I was on a different server. I don't remember which one. I think it might have been either Exodus or Famfrit. And my friends played on Excalibur. And in order for me to play on Excalibur, you had to be on you had to make sure that you were like up really early so you can make a new character, because it was a very congested server at the time. And I made my character, and then later on I transferred my character from the previous server onto Primal. And I remember the first time I played with them, I use a controller when I play online on PlayStation, or not PlayStation, on PC. And I was like stuck on auto run, and I did not know how to get rid of it. That being said though, I started playing it on the PlayStation, and it's when I got, so I had both Heavensward and Realmborn on both PlayStation and PC, which, was a big hole in my wallet, but I wanted to play with, like, as optimal as I could. And at the time I didn't have an actual PC, just a laptop. And it just honestly took me for a ride, like being able to play Final Fantasy, like as a Realmborn and stuff like that. Like as soon as you're able to break off from the Grand Companies and able to just kind of wander around and meander across Eorzea and whatnot, was awesome. Like I always told my friends, hey, I don't think I'm supposed to be here in this level 50 area, as I'm like currently level like 15 and what have you, or not 15. I want to say it's probably maybe level 25 or 30 when you're able to just go around freely throughout Eorzea without, the story sticking to you in one specific spot. But they were always yelling at me, saying like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be there. Go back or get killed and stuff." And lo and behold, I died a lot. When I initially started off in Realmborn, I was a monk, pugilist, if you will, and because I wasn't feeling like any other classes. I didn't know what warriors were. I didn't know the whole concept of roles in dungeons and what have you. And I stuck being a pugilist until I became an arcanist, because I saw somebody with the carbuncle, and I was like, oh my gosh, you could get one of those? Like, I love them, they're adorable. But when I was playing as an arcanist and stuff, at the time also you had to have, like, I believe one class at 50 with another class at level 30. So main class had to be at 30, while a lesser class had to be at level 15, I believe. I could be wrong, because I'm not scribbling this down. I'm just saying this off the top of my head right now. So I remember that I had to be a level 30 arcanist, and I believe a level 15 what was it for conjurer, I believe. Yes, level 15 conjurer, I think, in order for me to get a scholar, because the group who played, me and my two friends at the time, both those guys were DPS, and I was the only I was gonna, like, I'll take the role as healer, so that was the roles for a time being. And then I stuck with being a scholar up at Heavensward. And when I started playing Heavensward, I decided to go to a different class, because at the time there were only 3 tanks when Heavensward came out: Dark Knight, Paladin, and Warrior. Because one of my friends was already a Paladin, not like Paladin max level, I believe, and while the other one was Dark Knight, I decided to go take the Warrior route. And I remember leveling up Warrior through Beast Tribe quests and whatnot, so I could get not only the Beast mounts, or the Beast Tribe mounts, my apologies, but the ability to max my Warrior up so that we could do endgame content, which was at the time like the Void Arc stuff and the Warring Triad stuff, and Alexander, obviously. When we got to Stormblood back in 2017, I recently moved into my new place. Me and one of the players at Knuckle Bomber. I remember being so excited because I got it on. When you pre-order it, you're able to do early access, obviously, but just being stuck behind the ability to not do the duty. We got stuck. Essentially, there was a duty like that, or I think an instance. I don't remember what it was called, but it's like it's those instances where you play as just by yourself, and you have to do like story content, but you have to make sure that you don't die, or else you have to do it all over again. But I think it is a duty. I think it was a duty. But yeah, like nobody could go through at all and stuff, and it was like one of the first few instances that I dealt with just the awfulness that is Final Fantasy on with early access. But I eventually got through it, and so did everybody else, and it probably gave me like one of the greatest times. Like Stormblood gets a lot of flack for not being the best expansion, but in my opinion, I had the most fun playing throughout Stormblood. I think that's when I got the most deep into the content of Final Fantasy 14. I started playing Eureka. I wasn't like deep in Eureka as it was later, but like just playing games with my friends. That's how we did Tales of Eorzea, was during the Stormblood time. I was a warrior throughout all of it. I did go for any of the new classes, but I was just enjoying myself. Like I had a great time in Stormblood, and it's probably one of the instances where I'll just go back and do the story, because I don't remember much about Stormblood story. But it was those times where I invited like my other friend and just hit up everybody else, like, let's just do an all-nighter and we'll just play Final Fantasy like until the break of dawn, in which we did. And those were awesome times, just you and like 3 or 4 of your friends just hopping off and just doing anything you put your you could imagine in a MMO to do. In 2019, that's when Shadowbringers came out. I moved to another place, and I remember Squishy, he was also playing with us in Final Fantasy, but he didn't get I believe he couldn't get his physical copy because it got lost in the mail or whatever. So me and my friends, we bought Shadowbringers for him and stuff like that. I was going through a bit of a rough patch when Shadowbringers came out. This girl I had a thing for, she got married, or she got engaged. A relative passed away and stuff. Yeah, I was kind of like I was in a rough patch during that time when 14 came out. But regardless, though, I had a very great time just going through all the Shadowbringers. It's when we doubled down on more Tales of Eorzea stuff on the YouTube channel, obviously, and I started off as Gunbreaker, and trying to catch up to all my friends is just difficult. It was so freaking hard to do, but it was also one of the first times I actually ran into one of those super boss fates, those really rare fates where you don't see on the actual map, but you see on the compass, on the mini map. And yeah, that was awesome. It chugged my PlayStation. It chugged my PS4. Like, it was slowed down and stuff. It was choppy. I was T-posing for a little while. Yeah, like, all in all, though, it was a really great experience. Like, I cannot be happier with just the memories that I made and stuff, and all the things I did. Like, I saw 2 weddings in Final Fantasy 14. It was awesome. And then before Endwalker came out, I quit my job I had for like 10 years, and I essentially just grinded out all of Final Fantasy. That's when I really got into the Eureka stuff from Stormblood, and when I got into Baja as well, and got both relic weapons from both Baja and Eureka. And I remember one of the things I remember was accidentally sniping somebody's rift in Eureka, and that made me do the whole BA or Balancian Arsenal or whatever it's called. I know I butchered that. And yeah, that was a fun experience, like, because I had no idea what I was doing, but I was having a really great time. It all accumulated over to Endwalker, obviously. And for following a game series for like pretty much like, I want to say it was like maybe like about 5 years or so. Like, well, for me playing, like, yeah, just about like a little more than 5 years or so. Like, it came out like right a year after the pandemic ended and stuff. And I remember taking those days off. I remember a lot of people being upset as well, because when Yoshi P had to delay Endwalker and stuff, because a lot of people had those days off and stuff. Like, I knew somebody from my old job that they were planning to get those days off because of Endwalker and stuff, but he was livid because he had a delay, and you know, it was Yoshi P felt really bad about delaying it and stuff. I'm like, you know what, it sucks, but it's understandable, you know, gotta do a few little things here and there and whatnot. And we're all kind of waiting for Endwalker, like, since the pandemic, and I'm happy that they released it within that 2-year period. Like, back before Dawn Trail is coming, like, Dawn Trail is coming out soon, but back then there was like a 2-year interval for every expansion for Final Fantasy. 2015 was Heavensward, 2017 was Stormblood, 2019 was Shadowbringers, and 2021 was Endwalker. But obviously now it's a 3-year gap from Endwalker to Dawn Trail and stuff. But that still didn't change the fact that I had fun with Endwalker, and everything that I played from when I started playing Heavensward to then, you know, about like 6 years of me playing it. You know, it was probably one of the best times I've had playing a video game. Like, having just those feelings and stuff of being a part of such a big franchise. Like, I was a fan of Final Fantasy before 14 and whatnot, and I had an interest of playing 14 initially, but I wasn't big on the whole subscribe to play and whatnot at the time, because I had Xbox Live, you know, that's the only thing I'll be doing at the time. But once I got into it, once my friends talked me into playing it and stuff, like, you know, I never really looked back and stuff, and I feel like I'm gonna be playing Final Fantasy 14 for a long time, until, you know, they stop supporting it. But the happiness that I experienced with my friends in playing Final Fantasy, the music, oh god, the music was amazing, and just the emotions that I felt near the end of Endwalker, I cannot really express how much it impacted me and stuff. That I honestly felt that Endwalker would possibly be the last expansion. Like, I know it's in hindsight, it's dumb of me to say that, but it really was like, where will we go now? Like, I wasn't big on the lore of Final Fantasy 14, other than like certain situations and stories that happen in it. But in regards to like the backstory of like some places and whatnot, it's all, you know, it was all in the air of what could be done. But fast forward to like, I want to say last year when Dawn Trail was announced during the 10th anniversary stuff for Final Fantasy 14, which me and the guys were trying to go to FanFest, but their whole lottery system of getting a ticket was just sucked, you know. But that being said, the experience that Endwalker gave me and just Final Fantasy 14 as a whole, you know, it's something that cannot be replaced, but it can be added on to, as we're going to Dawn Trail, and I'm talking about this like 4 days before Dawn Trail's release right now. And yeah, I know that obviously once early access comes out for Dawn Trail, I'll be grinding my Viper up to level 90 so I could start there and enjoy. Like, I cannot wait for the memories and the fun I've had in Final Fantasy to be reignited in Dawn Trail. And like, I know it's not going to be, you know, it's not going to be like spread out this video or whatnot, or what I'm going to say, but I want to say just thank you, Yoshi P, for making such a game that I had great memories of with my friends and stuff. Thank you, Soken, for just being an overall Chad and making like some of the best music, not even some, a lot of great music in video games and stuff, and I appreciate that. Thank you for the whole team to make just such a awesome game and keep on helping the community thrive and stuff. And I want to thank, you know, my friends, Taco, Knuckle Bomber, our friend Stormy, just for, hell, even Squishy, for just playing this game with me. And I cannot stress enough how much I can thank both Stormy and Knuckle Bomber for just getting me into this game that, you know, would make such an impact in my life and whatnot. And I hope that they still continue to play this game while I'm still playing it. And who knows, maybe we'll probably be a bunch of old heads, you know, playing like the 15th expansion of Final Fantasy 14, and, you know, I would not have it any other way.